Sam Smith is a softly spoken Englishman with a very big voice. And such is his success right now, it's hard to believe that just 2 years ago, he was serving beers and cleaning toilets at a London pub. But his soulful songs about love and loneliness have turned Sam Smith into a Grammy Award-winning superstar. Not that any of it has gone to his head.
This is Lay Me Down.
This is Sam Smith only 2 years ago.
Yes, I do. I believe that one day I will be
Playing to just 60 family and friends at St Pancras Old Church in London.
The days just seem so dark, the moon and the stars.
This is actually really, really weird.
It's tiny.
I know.
This is the first time Sam's been back to the place where his career was launched.
Told me not to cry when you were gone.
I just stood here and everyone was sitting down and it was the majority of the audience were my family.
Can I lay by your side?
And what did you do after the show?
I walked with all my family and friends. We walked into Kentish Town. I went to a pub and got drunk.
Why are you looking down all the wrong words? Well, mine is a heart and a soul to the soul.
How Sam's life has changed in what seems like a heartbeat. Now, this 22-year-old is one of the most popular artists in the world. Thanks to his songs of heartache and loneliness.
But I still need love, 'cause I'm just a man.
Do you ever have a moment where you just pause and think, I can't believe this is my life?
Oh my God. Like, something that I used to dream about this all the time and it's actually happened.
Oh, won't you stay with me? 'Cause you're all I need.
His hit, Stay With Me, which is about a one-night stand, was named Song of the Year at the Grammys.
Sam Smith, stay with me!
It was one of 4 awards he took home on the night.
I want to thank the man who this record is about. Thank you so much for breaking my heart, because you got me 4 Grammys.
The minute I got that first Grammy, a little worry in me went away because no matter what happens to me from now on, I can still say I was a Grammy Award-winning artist. I don't know why that's something that's really special to me.
4 times.
4 times.
Hello.
Which is amazing.
And that wasn't your first Grammys, was it?
No, I'd been the year before.
But you were in the cheap seats.
I was in the really, really crap seats, yeah. I could see Beyonce from a distance.
This ain't love, it's clear to
Now Beyonce, and a whole bunch of stars who only a year ago were his idols, are Sam's good friends. Taylor Swift's your
She's
bestie.
great. Yeah, she's great.
Lady Gaga has said some amazing things about you.
She's amazing. I was a huge fan of hers. I used to queue up for hours to go and see it.
You got
Gaga
detention
concerts.
because you went to her concert.
Yeah, I got detention. I got to sit in a room for 3 days and I couldn't speak to anyone. I just had to do work.
Was it worth it?
Yeah, it was amazing.
I don't have. I do it for.
I can't go anywhere without being recognised now.
It makes a Friday night getting drunk with your pals a bit difficult.
It does actually, and I went. But my main problem is I'm 6'4". This is the problem, you know.
I don't have.
Determined to break into the music business, Sam moved from a small village to London when he was 18. He had few friends and no money.
I do it for the love.
We were working 7 days a week in a bar, cleaning toilets.
I was a barman, but I had to go and clean the toilets every 20 minutes.
That story gets distorted, doesn't it?
Wasn't a toilet cleaner. But I'd work 7 days a week and it would just cover my rent, just.
When you were scrubbing the toilets, did you ever doubt success would come?
No, and that's a really weird thing. That's a really weird thing for me. Even in my darkest moments, I never doubted that it was all going to be okay in the end.
I do it for the love. I do it for
I genuinely think I put on about 2 stone when I moved here, and we just get loads of chicken and watch Lost every night after work.
Can I say that's a very sad picture that you paint?
Lonely hour, that's where it all came from.
He could be a stranger. You gave a second glance.
Lonely Hour is Sam's debut album, and this is where he wrote it. A tiny apartment in a pretty rough part of southwest London.
That was my room.
Right here?
Yeah.
He only moved out 5 months ago after being burgled for the 3rd time. So this is where you
love it.
wrote all your songs about unrequited love, one-night stands.
Went through all my heartbreak in that room. Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, I just miss it so much. Very weird for me to be back. But I'm happier for sure than I was when I was in that f***ing room.
It's been an extraordinary rise over a short period, but this has been something that you've worked towards for a really long time, since you were a child.
Yeah, I got my first manager when I was 12 years old. Started singing from the age of 8. Decided I wanted to be in pop music when I was about 13.
What were you like as a child?
I was a difficult child. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't like awful, like send him to kids' prison bad. I wasn't that bad, but I wasn't pleasant at all.
Why do you think that was?
I was so emotional, and I was a gay kid, openly gay kid. Like, I came out when I was 10 years old, and I grew up in a village and then went to a Catholic school. There wasn't a lot of people that were like me.
How did your family react when you told them you were gay?
I actually came out as gay at a dinner party. My mum was throwing a dinner party downstairs. Chose my moment. And my mum was just like, we've known. My mum was like, we've known since you were 3 years old. She was like, as long as you feel certain in yourself, then that's fine. And that's all my dad said. He was like, are you sure? Because you need to be sure before you start telling everyone something. And I was like, I'm positive.
Well, it sounds like you've never really struggled with your sexuality.
Never had confusion in myself.
While Sam was a target for bullies growing up, he thought moving to London would end all that. He was wrong.
2 years ago, I got punched in the neck. And 1 year ago, I got called a faggot. So
And how do you cope with that when someone
it doesn't affect
says
me.
that to your face?
It doesn't affect me. If someone called me fat, that affects me way more than someone calling me a faggot. I think just because I've accepted that, if someone calls me a faggot, it's like, I am gay, and I'm proud to be gay, so there's no issues here. If someone calls you fat, it's like, that's something I want to change, you know? There's something I can change, and so that affects me more.
You keep coming back to your weight.
Yeah, from a young age, food has controlled me, basically.
Is it a comfort thing?
Massively a comfort food. You know, when I was at school and wasn't having a great time, or when music wasn't going very well, I would eat. Eating would make me feel better. When I felt lonely, I would eat.
Sam's not just a singer, he's also a talented songwriter. And when his record company threw him together with little-known producer Jimmy Napes, what they created was magic. So what's the process? You start with the melody?
Normally we start with melody, so Jimmy will play some chords.
Give us the
Yeah,
chords.
well, I'd play some chords like
He played those chords to me, and I was like immediately fell in love with them. And we wrote a song on top of it, which was awful.
That's true.
And then a few weeks later, we came back, and I remember the chords. I was like, play those chords again, and he played them again, and then we wrote I'm Not the Only One.
At tonight's show, just a few blocks from his old London apartment, his fans are desperate to see Sam before showtime.
Thank you for queuing, guys.
How are you feeling right about now?
No, it's amazing. It feels like such a homecoming. It feels so special.
Do you ever get used to it? Tonight, it's his triumphant return.
Tell you how amazing it is to be back in my hometown.
There's a certain irony that Sam's loneliness has made him one of the most popular artists in the world.
Like this. This is called Leave Your Lover.
And as he prepares to tour Australia in the coming weeks, life for this 22-year-old is almost perfect.
People always ask me, you know, how are you going to write another album if you're happy? And I reassure them and say, I will never truly be 100% happy. Sad, but it's true. I'm a melancholy person. And actually, if I wasn't like that, I don't think I'd be grounded. I think if everything was okay, I think I'd probably be a bit of a diva.
We don't want you to be a diva.
No. Whips the hair.
Hello, I'm Tara Brown. Thanks for watching. To keep up with the latest from 60 Minutes Australia, make sure you subscribe to our channel. You can also download the 9Now app for full episodes and other exclusive 60 Minutes content.